Have you ever noticed how children think their parents can do anything? Okay, so those of you that are laughing obviously have older children. When your kids are young, it's like they think that you can do anything. Their abilities far exceed what they're actually capable of doing. And these kids actually think we're capable of doing anything. My kids used to think I was the smartest, strongest guy in the world. And then they grew up. And then they realized, Dad's got feet of clay, like everybody else that they know. But sometimes the residue is still there. So this week, I took my second oldest daughter to Atlanta. She's going back to school, and so we drove her down there, and then I flew back and got her into our apartment and everything. And she was able to spend a night with me at the hotel, which was really cool. So we get to just spend some good father-daughter quality time together. And what do we do together where we spend quality time together? We watch TV, that's what we do. So we watched a show called Alone. How many of you have seen this show, History Channel, called Alone? Yeah, okay. So The Privileged Few. This is an amazing show that I have really come to enjoy. The basic premise of the show is that each person, 10 people, are taken to these awful areas of the planet. They're dropped there, and they have to outlive the other people that are dropped in their locations, and the last one standing gets $500,000. So they have 10 things that they're able to take with them. And those 10 things, so the one we watched, they were in the Arctic. And so they're able to take 10 things with them. So they have to outlive the other people that are there, and you have your own favorite little person that you're rooting for, and so we're rooting for these different people to survive and outlive the other people. 10 days go by, 20 days go by, 50 days goes by. People are dropping out left and right like flies. They're just abandoning the place. And then you've got the last few hanging on, and you're really rooting for your guy to win or your gal to win, and then lo and behold, we get down to the end of it. The way they do it is they bring the loved ones. So if it's a husband, they bring the wife, or the wife, they bring the husband, or if it's a girlfriend or whatever like that, and they bring those folks to them. So they did medical checkups to make sure they're not dying while they're there. And then they show up to do a medical checkup, supposedly. They don't know they're the last ones there. They don't know how many people have pulled out. They're just enduring to the end. And then all of a sudden they show up for this medical checkup, and then all of a sudden their loved one walks around the corner and they realize, I've won. I am the last person standing. And Hannah, at the end of the show, looks over at me and she says, Daddy, do you think you could do that? And I said, of course I could. And you know what her response was? Not laughter like you people did. Her response was, really? And I thought to myself, there's a little residue there left behind where my daughter thinks I can do anything. And I felt really good for about 5 minutes until she realized what I had said. She goes, I don't think you could. There's a certain aspect of a parent relationship with a child as they grow up, and I really think it lasts longer than we think it does, where they think that we can do just about anything. We can conquer the world. Jesus makes several claims with his disciples. And I was reading through this and praying through the best illustration to give you this morning, and that is a great illustration because the claims that Jesus makes in the passage that we're in John this morning are unfreaking believable. They are out of this world claims. And you know how his disciples respond? They don't laugh. They go, really? Are you really capable of doing all of the things that you say you can do?